Forget gurus. Forget anyone claiming to be an online business expert without going through the challenges of entrepreneurship themselves. The Real Money, Real Business podcast is here to prove the best insights in online business comes from your fellow online business builders. We dig into stories of entrepreneurs selling their business on the Empire Flippers marketplace so that you can learn how they made their business profitable, how they overcame obstacles, and what lessons they learned in their online journey. If you want to take your business and your knowledge to the next level, you've come to the right podcast. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Real Money, Real Business podcast. I'm Lauren, and today we have Jan on the show who's selling a display advertising and Amazon Associates business on the Empire Flippers marketplace. Hey Jan, welcome to the show. How are you doing today?
Hey Lauren, nice to meet you. I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very well, thanks. Great to meet you too. I can't wait to get started with this conversation. It certainly sounds like you've got a really interesting website on your hands. But before we dive in, I'm going to give the listeners a brief breakdown of the business so they have a better idea of what we're talking about. As I mentioned, this is a display advertising and Amazon Associates business. It was created in July 2020, and it's in the outdoors and hobby niches. The average revenue for the business is $7,856 per month, and it makes an average of $7,612 per month in net profit. The assets included with the business are a domain and all site content and files, contractor contacts, a Pinterest account, and an email list with 8,033 subscribers. For everyone listening, you can visit empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for listing number 65110 to learn more about this business. Or you can unlock this listing to start your due diligence if you're interested in purchasing this asset. So now that we know more about the site, let's hear from the seller. Jan, can you fill us in on your background in starting and running online businesses?
Sure. I think internet is a great place for young people to start a business. So I decided to try creating businesses on internet, and I found out that creating websites or blogs, it suits me the best. So I decided to try it with websites like I'm selling right now. That was how I started.
Yeah, that's great. I agree with you. The internet is a great place to try and make an income, and websites especially. What inspired you to start this website in particular?
I started watching Project 24 YouTube videos like 3 years ago, and I decided that the guys from Project 24 are doing a great job and teaching people how to create successful websites. So I decided to purchase the course. Then I started this website and a few other ones. So that was the main reason I decided to be more active on creating websites.
Yeah, that's fantastic. The Project 24 course is really good. We actually just interviewed Ricky, the founder of Project 24, on our other podcast, The Opportunity. I think that episode went live
great.
today. So very convenient that you mentioned that.
Amazing.
Yeah. So what attracted you to, I see that display advertising is your main monetization method. So what drew you to display advertising?
I'm working also like normal job, 9-to-5 job. So I don't have time to spend all day with more active business. So that was the reason I chose this option, because I'm doing this business after my normal job. So it is not so much reliable on my time. So it suits me better than other options.
Yeah, absolutely. I think display advertising is definitely the most passive way to earn an income from a website. You also do Amazon Associates on your site as well. So what sort of percentage split is there between display advertising and Amazon Associates?
I think more than 80% is for display advertising and around 15% is for Amazon.
Okay, perfect. Well, you've had a really good track record with this business. You've built it up nicely over the years. What are the reasons that you've decided to sell the business now?
The main reason is that this website is the only one or the biggest one which brings a nice income to me. And I would like to use this money from selling this website for buying a house in my country without mortgage. So this is the main reason I want to sell it.
That's fantastic. Yeah, it's great that selling the site will enable you to do that. That's the great thing about starting a business of your own.
That's amazing. And I didn't think it will be even possible for me. And now it is. So I'm really happy for it.
Yeah, I can imagine. You must feel very proud of what you've achieved with the business. Looking back over the course of the business, is there any particular success stories or biggest wins that stand out to you?
I started this website in this niche without knowing too much about this niche. And the way I choose this niche was really analytical. And I'm really happy that my predictions were good, like that the amount of traffic and the possible income is really great in this niche. I'm really proud of the beginning of starting this business, that I took quite a lot of money to spend on the content and starting this website.
Yeah, that's great. Choosing the right niche can definitely make or break a business. So it's great that the niche that you chose and the content that you're producing has definitely paid off. I'm sure not everything was smooth sailing. So were there any big setbacks or challenges that you faced while building this business?
Well, the biggest challenges were probably finding the right writers who are expert in the niche, because it is not so common a niche that everyone can write about it. So that was the biggest task for me during the whole time.
Yeah, absolutely. Creating quality content is definitely key. So you have to find the right writers for the job. If we take a look at your traffic and earnings now, where does the majority of the traffic from your site come from?
It's United States. I'm focusing my website to people from United States. So maybe more than, I don't know, 85 or more than 80% traffic is coming from United States.
Okay, fantastic. And how are you drawing that traffic in? Are you using on-page SEO or backlink campaigns?
Just natural SEO, nothing special, just writing good content. That's all. And trying to find good topics for the next articles.
Yeah, I think that's the benefit of creating good content is that it does draw that organic traffic in. Are you doing anything else in terms of marketing? I see you do have an email list. Are you sending campaigns out to those subscribers?
No, I have no experience in doing email campaigns, so I didn't start sending any emails to my email list, just organic traffic, that's all.
Okay, great. Well, Jan, what do you see as the major opportunities for growth with this business?
In terms of income, I think the biggest opportunity is creating info product. I have some ideas. I didn't started creating these info products, but I know they can be really successful and brings a lot of income to this business.
Yeah, absolutely. It's another way to diversify the revenue streams as well, which is definitely a great idea. If we take a look at your content creation process, you mentioned that you find writers to write the content for you. How do you go about coming up with the keyword research and the topics that they should write about?
Well, I'm using Project 24 techniques to find the right keywords or topics for my articles, and that's all I do for this. And I found it really helpful to follow all the instructions they learn in Project 24. So that's perfect way to find great topics.
Yeah, fantastic. And how often are you adding new content to the site?
I'm trying to add between, I don't know, 5 to 10 new articles per month. It depends on the month, but definitely at least one article per week. But I'm trying to do more.
And how many different writers do you work with?
Right now, I'm working with two writers.
Okay, great. So do you have any contracts in place with them or do you just employ them on a per project basis?
I'm working with them for a longer time right now, maybe more than a year with both of them. I found them on Upwork, so I'm using this service, like talking with them and doing everything, like what to write and how to pay them and everything.
Yeah, it's great to be able to find writers that you can work with for such a long period of time. With all of that in mind, what does a typical work week look like for you when running this business? How many hours are you spending on the business and what sort of activities are taking up your time?
I'm trying to check Google Analytics and earnings every day, but it's like few minutes. And then I'm spending like 30 minutes with finding new topics, and then about 2 hours with uploading written articles. So not too much, like 2 or 4 hours per week I do with this business.
Yeah, it's great that you were able to streamline it and make it such a passive business for yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
So with all of that in mind, it sounds like the business is running very smoothly. What do you think the biggest challenge will be for the buyer when they take over this business?
All traffic is depend on Google because almost all traffic is organic. Google updates are the biggest challenge, but no one knows how they will affect each site. But adding really quality content and trying to be active on the website and with working with writers can prevent this business for being hit by Google update. I think Google updates are the biggest challenge right now, but I think that if you run this business or if you take care of the website correctly and adding really good content, it can be like help to not be hit by Google update.
Yeah, absolutely. Google will always prioritize content that it sees as quality. But if buyers have an idea of how they can diversify the traffic sources, then that's another way to grow the business for them as well. You've got a lot of knowledge about this website, especially with everything you've learned from Project 24. How much support are you willing to offer the buyers to help ease the transition as they take over the business?
I'm able to help them as I can. Like, I would like to tell them everything I know. I would like to tell them where are the opportunities to grow the business and everything. I can share with them my spreadsheets with all stats or everything. Like, I'm available to help the seller to get the business on the right way.
That's great to hear. I think buyers will be very grateful for that support that you're offering them and to be able to learn from you as well. When it comes to negotiating the actual sale of the business, would you be open to something like an earnout agreement?
I prefer to get just one payment. It will depend on the offer, but I prefer one-time payment.
Sure, yeah, that's fair. And would you commit to a non-compete agreement?
Yeah, sure, of course. I think it's common in this business. So, yeah, for me, it's no problem.
Wonderful. Well, Jan, I'm sure there's plenty of our listeners who are interested in starting a website of their own. Do you have any advice that you would give to them that you wish you knew when you first started this site?
I advise that there are no shortcuts, but you need to spend some time by learning from successful people and not trying to find some shortcuts or any black techniques or something like that. Just be patient, produce really helpful and good content, and I think that the success will come.
Yeah, I completely agree. Websites are definitely not an overnight success. You certainly do need patience. But as you say, as long as you use the right techniques, success will come. Completely agree. Well, Jan, that leads us into the final question of the interview, the one we've been leading up to this whole time. So, if you had to put yourself into the shoes of a buyer, why do you think your business is a business worth buying?
There is a lot of opportunities where and how to expand the website. Like now it is, let's say, simple blog can be successful business. Like, I mean, the real leader in the niche. So I think there is a lot of opportunities for expanding this website or this business.
Yeah, it certainly sounds like it. As you say, that the site's well on its way to becoming an authority in its niche, which is always a great asset to have in your portfolio. Is there anything else that you'd like to share with our listeners that I might have missed?
I think that someone who has good knowledge in marketing and all other techniques like email campaigns and creating social accounts like for this website can really expand this website to the bigger numbers than they are now. So I think there's a lot of opportunities in this niche or with this business.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree. Well, Jan, thank you so much for coming onto the show and giving us a bit more insight into yourself and this business. It's definitely been great having you on. I know I certainly learned a lot from you.
Thank you so much for this interview.
Absolutely. All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. To learn more and see if this listing has already been sold, head over to empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for listing number 65110. If you're watching this on YouTube, click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. Once you've unlocked this listing, you'll be given everything you need to know about this business. So until next time, enjoy your digital journey.